Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tina. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're coming back, welcome back. Today's video, we are going to be reviewing the new Burt's Bees foundation. And I know I don't have any makeup on because we are going to be doing this together. I actually have been using this for about 4 days now, and I do have my full thoughts on this, but just because of this review, I wanted to show you how this applies and the color that I got and all that stuff and how it wears all day. So you're going to be coming with me and I'm going to be checking in as well so you can see how this is wearing on my face throughout the day. Alright, so please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell right next to it. That way you can get notifications whenever I upload new videos. I do a lot of beauty reviews and tutorials, so check out those past videos as well. Alright, so Burt's Bees came out with this new foundation and it's called Goodness Glows Liquid Makeup. So this is what the packaging looks like. As you can see, it comes in a glass bottle and the top has the honeycomb embedded in it, and the shade sticker is on top as well. So when you open this, you are getting a pump applicator, which I am super pumped about, so that's amazing. But the shade that I got is 1045 Warm Honey. So this is probably like the fourth or the fifth to the last one. There's only 12 shades in here from what I can see from Ulta, and I got this at Ulta for $17 or $16 and some change. I also saw this at Walmart for $1 cheaper, but when you go to Ulta, you have those coupons, so you could use it to get a discount when you go to Ulta. So the claim on this is that it is supposed to be a full coverage mineral foundation that leaves the skin smooth and more radiant with a natural finish that's not heavy or greasy. The moisturizing foundation instantly hydrates and moisturizes the skin with meadow seed oil, known for its skin moisturizing benefits, for naturally beautiful results, both inside and out. This is 98.9% natural, made in the USA, and they don't test on animals. Just a disclaimer, I am in the NC40, NC42 range for MAC, and I do have a dry skin, but the foundation that works for me is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro, the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation. Those are the ones that worked for me as far as me having a dry skin, so just a heads up. So I'm going to zoom you in so you can see how this foundation applies. Alright, so on this side of my face, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this with a beauty sponge. I'm using the beauty blender here, and I promise you this is clean. I just actually cleaned it and it has a little bit of stain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do 1.5 pump of that on this side of my face. I'm going to use this side of the beauty sponge to apply this, and I'm just going to dab this to kind of blend the foundation on my skin. Right off the bat, I can tell you that this foundation has a little bit of a scent to it. It has a more of a natural organic-y scent, and this foundation runs lighter. Alright, so that is 1.5 pump on this side of my face using the beauty sponge. Just so you know, the beauty sponge did suck in a little bit of that foundation, but you can see that it did cover a little bit of my redness underneath my nose and my dark circles, comparing it to this side of my face. And also this side of my face is looking more supple than this one. This one is super dry, but I did prep my face with the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea oil primer, so just so you guys know, that's what I applied on my face before I applied this. I would say this is a medium coverage and not a full coverage, but you can definitely build it. The veins that I have here, you cannot see it as much anymore, but over here you can still see it. Also, that dark circle is a little bit less pronounced, but you can still see my beauty marks peeking through. So I'm gonna go ahead and add like another half a pump of this, and I am going to apply this in the middle of my face. Alright, So that is another half a pump, and it did apply on nicely. It did build on really nicely on the skin. I gotta say though that the redness underneath my nose is still peeking through, and the dark circles is still there, but it's not as bad as this one, but it's still there. Alright, so we're gonna move on to the brush, and with the brush side I'm using the Morphe M439 to apply this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use one pump in the back of my hand, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna apply this in dots, and then this has more of a gray undertone rather than a yellow or a pink undertone like most foundation, and I am not sure about that gray undertone. So using the brush, you can see that the coverage build up much quicker, and it applied on with more coverage than the beauty sponge, and you can see that the foundation is settling through. I can still see dark circles over here, just like in here. I can still see a little bit of redness, but not as pronounced as on this side. See? So there's more coverage on this, but you can still see some sun damage and beauty marks spots peeking through on this side of my face. With the one pump with the brush, it is a little bit more coverage than with the beauty sponge, but with the beauty blender I like the application of this a little bit better, just because of the fact that it looks a little bit more airbrushed. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish my makeup, and I will be right. So this is the finished look with my foundation and my makeup on, and I gotta say that I really like it so far. It does have a little bit of a sticky feel to it, but so far so good. Everything is holding up really nicely. I don't have any flakiness going on so far, and the only thing is just it's a little bit sticky on my face. I did use the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores pressed powder to apply underneath my eyes to kind of just blur a little bit of that dark circles, and I did use a concealer, so just so you guys know. But other than that, I really didn't set anything else, so we will see how this holds up in like a couple hours. I will see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, this is the best that I could do as far as lighting, but it is now 11:30, and this is what the foundation looks like. So the foundation actually set in really nicely on my skin. It's not sticky anymore, it's not heavy, it's not cakey. It looks like my skin is super hydrated, and that's what I love about the finish of this foundation. It didn't oxidize or anything at all, so which is really good. But you can see when I zoom in here, you can see that my pores are not pronounced at all. It looks really good on the skin. It looks like it's my skin but better, but it still has coverage in it. A little bit of redness peeking through there, but other than that, like, everything looks good. I will be checking back again when I get home and let you know how this foundation is holding up. Alright guys, I just got home. It is now 5:06. Whoops. 5:06 p.m. I'm gonna zoom you in so we can talk more about how this foundation is holding up on my face. Looking at it, it looks really nice. It held up really well. I still have my highlight going on. I still have my blush is still there. The only thing that I could really see right now is my broken capillaries underneath my nose, but that is a problem with any foundation that I wear. But with this one, it's just a little bit more pronounced. Usually around this area of my face, it starts to flake around this time, but you don't see that. And my pores on here looks really nice. It still looks really good. I do love this foundation. It did held up really nicely on my skin. I do love how it blurred out my pores and it doesn't flake, and it held up pretty well throughout the day, I feel like. And so being that it is a drugstore foundation, I do feel that for $16 to $17, the foundation price range is still in that high spectrum. I would really like to see this more on the $15 range, if anything, and lower. but that's not gonna happen. We all know that. But being that it is a 98% natural and it's made in the USA, I get it, but I just kind of want it more in that lower range. I do love the packaging is a plus, and the glass bottle is also really nice touch. The shade range though is not that great, and it runs really light, and I was even guessing on this one if this is my skin color, but thankfully it did work out in my favor. And also it does have that gray undertone rather than a yellow or a pink undertone, which is kind of weird. You have to like apply it and see it for yourself, so that might not work for a lot of people. And the one last thing that I wanted to mention is that it does have a little bit of a scent to it, but it's not overpowering. But if you are really sensitive to scents, I would not recommend this. But my overall rating with this one, I think that this is still great for somebody that has a dry skin like I do. It did work out for me. The only really thing is that it started wearing underneath here, and that is a problem area on my part. But other than that, I do feel like if you do have the same type of skin like I do, where it's dry and you need a little bit of that hydration, definitely try this out, and hopefully you can match this to your skin color. Alright guys, I will talk to you again in the next video. Let me know what you guys would like to see next, and I will see you again next time. I love you all. Bye!